Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Being thorough without being a player. You know what? One of the things I see out here, people always use those terms, alpha and beta. Right? And they just assume if you're alpha, all of a sudden all you doing is running around and just fucking getting play and all that. And I understand that. But you know what? If you the top of the line, if you thorough or alpha or, a don or whatever, you don't have to be a player. You have the option to be a player, but you don't have to be a player. Because when you at that level of power, when you at that level where you hitting on all cylinders, you know what, you hit the gym, your physical health is on top, you have some sovereignty in your life. And what I mean by sovereignty means you have some leverage. Your credit's good, you making a good amount of money, you have a choice. But especially if you're the type of person who owns a business, that's when you really have some sovereignty. Nothing against people who got to work for people. We all do at some point. But when I'm saying sovereignty, it's like when you wake up in the morning, you get a choice of what you want to do that day. You make the decision. When you at that high level, your decision ain't going to necessarily be messing with a bunch of women. Now, some dudes, see, believe it or not, the top dudes ain't necessarily macking like a bunch of women. They ain't, first of all, you ain't gonna see them on the street like approaching a bunch of women. It's actually beneath them, really. Because think about it, how often, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please give me an example, because I personally haven't seen it. How often have y'all seen any instance or know of any instance where the CEO of some company is macking on the street? I'll wait. Seriously. Or somebody who's really doing some stuff, some business or something, is getting theirs. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. The higher you rise yourself in sovereignty as a man, the more likely you're going to chase a bunch of women around. Let me say that again. More unlikely. Let me say that correctly. The more unlikely. Reason why? Because when you get to that higher level, oh yeah, you still want women, but you realize every woman isn't for you. Because there's no way you being a player and just getting a bunch of dimes all the time. Ain't that many around anyway. You dealing with some ducks. You dealing with some average women. At best, depending on your job, you might can deal with some, women in the 7-8 range on a consistent basis, depending on your job. But if you at that level of sovereignty where you're the boss, you're running stuff, you have responsibility for other people, or you could be an independent contractor just making money. I don't know, be an international hitman or something. You don't have time for all that mess. You really don't. Because the higher you get on, the so-called hierarchy, the more you just going to be focusing on quality women. And that's a pyramid too. That's a pyramid too. So because I've known several thorough dudes in my life. I've known several thorough dudes. I'm not even going to use myself as an example. I've known several. And when they get up there, they were getting attention from women, but it was only fine women, and they were only dealing with them in a certain way. Now, the most they might do is they might get one, like, fine one to be the wife or something. They maybe get a mistress or two. But for the most part, they ain't going to be up in the club all the time. They ain't going to be on the street hollering and talking about, oh, I got all this and everything. Like I said, at most, they got that side piece or something. One or two side pieces, at most. Or some dudes, some dudes just thorough enough, they might have like 2 or 3 women who are behaving as wives. And even then, that's a business thing. Even then they have some responsibility towards them. And I'm just giving y'all some real talk on that because it's deeper. Because really, to be a player, you sacrificing something. You sacrificing, because to deal with so many women, it's actually better to deal with so many women if you just have a regular job. And, you don't have to worry about how you're going to make money or anything like that. You show up to your job, shoot, some dudes on the job be tearing up some women. But you get to that thorough point where you're the boss. You are the man. Oh, no, it cuts down on what you're going to be dealing with. Now, like I said, you're not going to necessarily be monogamous. But you going to only deal with quality women. And just by nature, how many women out there, let me think about it. Let's look at it like this. Let's turn this around. Let's turn this around a little bit, right? I want y'all to think about it like this. And why everything I'm saying is very logical. All right, you a thorough dude, right? All right, you know what? You in great shape. Okay, boom, check. You making money like crazy. And not just making money, but maybe you have your own business, or you high end, you're a master of the universe or something like that. Boom. Right? Why would you want to mess around with the average woman? Think about it. You wouldn't even want to. The women would have to be at a certain level. You were talking like the 92 octanes at the least, but maybe the 100 octanes. You want that badass woman. And especially since a lot of dudes who are at that level tend to be trophy hunters anyway. So you just like, nah, I gotta get that bad one. And I don't necessarily mean he a player jumping around. Because another thing too, and a lot of dudes don't get this, when you get higher up, then you got responsibility for shit. You don't like a lot of drama. And if you're dealing with a lot of women on a certain level, that's drama. So you can get up there, you can still be thorough, but you don't have to be a player with it. Now, you get some dudes who try to do some dumb shit anyway. Then usually they find out their money disappeared too. They find out their money disappeared real quick. Because you're dealing with a lot of bull. And plus too, once you get up to a certain level, you become a target. I've known cats, they might not have been like celebrities or anything, but they pulling in like, minimum 6 figures a month and everything. They got some stuff, real estate, all of that. Shoot. I've known a few. Shoot, some woman got them and all of a sudden they got some child. Dudes be in their 50s and stuff, got a child. And stuff because they weren't thinking of something. So even when you get up to that certain level, all of a sudden you become a target. You got to start thinking. You got to be careful. It can't be no one night stands too much. You got to have to vet that woman that you're dealing with. So you tend to pull back more and more. The women got to be solid. And plus at that level, dude, he don't have time to deal with, like I say, don't have time to deal with bullshit. So that woman going to have to bring something to the table. All right? So you can be that thorough dude. You're going to be that Don. In fact, it's normal to be that way. You got business to take care of. You don't have time for some stuff. Oh, and definitely, because I see a lot of women out here, you be on social media, they got like 4 kids, they got a bunch of baggage and stuff, and they seriously think they're getting a thorough dude. And a thorough dude's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, and I wanted to say that though, because what I'm finding out here, a lot of dudes really don't want to be players. And as I'm considered a dating coach. I have to look at all angles, and I have to be there for have advice for everybody. You got some dudes, they just looking for that one. Shoot, you even got dudes who got high counts and stuff, and they like, Rom, I want to just chill out. I want just that fine one that I can build with. And that's normal, man. That's normal. And I'm just here to let you know, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. It's okay. Because ultimately, what you're doing is just, you just want to give yourself the option. You want the power to choose. You don't have to settle. Because that's what it's all about. It's about power and stuff. In fact, I'm going to talk about that in my next video. All right? I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my next video. So anyway, right? That's it for today. I'll let y'all later. Peace.